Good day. This is the Professor, CBMD PhD, and today's Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. It is 4:12 and 42 seconds, AM Eastern Standard Time, and today's research, mortality risk. So let's jump to it here. Healthy lifestyle associated with reduced mortality risk in childhood cancer survivors. Date April 5th, 2023. Source: St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Researchers found childhood cancer survivors have higher mortality than the public, but survivors with a healthy lifestyle and fewer heart disease risk factors had lower risk. Despite the finding of excess mortality in survivors, the investigators found that patients' health behaviors had an impact on their risk. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle, defined as having a healthy weight, not drinking more than moderate amount of alcohol, not smoking and exercising at or above the intensity recommended by the Centers for Disease Control Guidelines, was associated with 20% reduction in the risk of mortality compared to those who did not. And these findings provide important evidence that the high risk for mortality that this population faces may be able to be reduced through changes in their health behaviors. And this is important because their goal is to extend the lifespan of survivors and to improve their health span as well. In addition to lifestyle, several major risk factors for heart diseases and related issues were associated with mortality risk. Survivors with hypertension or diabetes had significantly higher mortality rate than survivors without those conditions. However, these conditions are modifiable. Patients can improve or prevent them, and physicians can provide treatments effective against these diseases. Much research has demonstrated that survivors are vulnerable to early onset chronic disease. The study highlights the importance of encouraging survivors to practice healthy behaviors and maintain good control of cardiovascular disease risk factors to improve their health span and lifespan. In addition to the importance of potentially modifiable risk factors, this report is the first to detail that the specific primary causes of death in long-term survivors are similar to the leading causes of death in the U.S. population occurring earlier in survivors. The researchers identified that long-term survivors of childhood cancer are experiencing a large number of deaths in excess of what would be expected for the general aging population. They were the first to find that decades after treatment, these excess deaths are predominantly due to the same leading causes of death as in the general population, including second cancers, heart disease, cerebral vascular disease, stroke, chronic liver and kidney disease, and infectious causes of death experienced at a younger age and higher rate in childhood cancer survivors. The treatments for childhood cancers have improved to the point where over 85% of U.S. patients are effectively cured of their primary tumor after frontline treatment. As more patients survive their childhood cancer, there is a growing population of adult survivors. By comparing the CCSS cohort to the public, the researchers found that decades after treatment, survivors still experience 4 times the expected risk of death. The researchers were able to understand the problems affecting survivors using detailed health data from thousands of CCSS participants. The CCSS is the largest cohort of cancer survivors in North America, representing an estimated 20% of all childhood cancer survivors in that region. The scientists were able to take this vast swath of data to statistically isolate variables affecting survivor mortality. The group showed that even when common confounders, such as social demographic features, were controlled for, the gap in mortality between survivors and the general public persisted, but so did the protective effects of a healthy lifestyle. What was most exciting to see was that, independent of prior treatment exposures, and social demographic factors, a healthy lifestyle, an absence of hypertension or diabetes, are each associated with a reduced risk of health-related mortality. And this suggests that while continued efforts to reduce treatment intensity while maintaining or improving 5-year survival are needed, future research should also focus on interventions for modifiable lifestyle and cardiovascular risk factors, which may need to be specifically tailored to survivors with the goal of reducing chronic disease development and extending the lifespan of survivors of childhood cancer. As patients treated with more intensive therapies continue to experience higher mortality than other survivors, much research is focused on minimizing the harms of therapy, but many survivors in the CCSS were treated before improved techniques were widely available. The Childhood Cancer Survivors study continues to provide important insights into the long-term outcomes of the growing number of children successfully treated for cancer. The findings from the current analysis further emphasize the need to expand their efforts to reduce acute, chronic, and late-onset toxicities of treatment, particularly those toxicities that can directly or indirectly result in premature mortality. And this is the Professor of Microbiology, Bioinformatics, Pathophysiology, and Leader of Research. This video was created for educational purposes only. Hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have a great day.